So I love the fact that everybody listens so good, but Kevin is actually footing just a little too much. You look at her angle and look at his angle. Well, now he's come up a little, so I think he's decided, but he was reaching really, really low, which is fine. He listens. He just took it a little too far. Less than a minute for C1 again. Even though they moved the pin up, everybody's at the boat because the boat's still favored. And the current is going to start slowing down, so now the upwinds are going to get to be a little more fun, where it's not going to take them quite so long. It's going to be easier for them to sail now. If the wind stays the 7, 8, 9, it's like the ideal Sabot day. No current, 7, 8, 9 knots is just the best for a Sabot. I don't have a good angle on the line here, but I saw Chris up in there, man. He's good at holding position. Oh, I can see him in there. He's just sitting too far back, but other than that, I mean, he has a first and a third, or first and a second. And he was cheering on the guy that won the first race. He was like, congratulations. He's our biggest cheerleader. He cheers on all his teammates while he's racing. But he's sitting too far back. He's Benton, classic sail by feel kind of guy. You'll watch, he doesn't look at the sail. He needs to look at the telltales about 5 times a beat and just make sure that they are perfect. He's over trimmed there. Now he's going pretty fast. He's doing pretty well, but you'll see he doesn't look at his sail. And if you just look at his sail a few more times a beat, 4, 5, 6 times, get him flying, get the boat moving through the water faster, he'd get more flow over his leeward, and he would kill people. 1 year, he learned to get flow over that leeward and not look down so much and pinch. As you can see, his sail's luffing. The sail should never luff in these conditions. He should be on the real footing a little right now. He's pinching. See how his head never looks up at the sail. I'm not criticizing, but that's where we're gonna get. So yes, the tide has been going out. You need to add to your pre-regatta routine. You need to add a website. It's called Tides, the number 4 fishing. So Tides 4 fishing with a number 4 there. And you go down, you would see today the magnitude of the tide is 109. Based on a 100-point scale, I think. So it's a system to very quickly simplify a 100-point scale. Anything near 100 is very heavy tides. Anything in the 50, 60 range is very low tide, low impact. In other words, the water's moving less, moving slower, and not going out or in as much. So there you go. Tides for fishing. You got to look at that before regattas too. It is about low tide right now. Race 4. Everybody doing very well. It is a little windier now, 2 knots windier. Oh, they let Anton get away with that, I think. But then again, we were a second away on the sound signal from here. That was a world-class start for Anton. And Max had a good start. I told him with the current not going out any longer, Max should match his style up. He's a pointer, and when you're bucking current, pointers get smoked. The current's down pretty much slack. 2 more knots, so I think you're going to see him doing quite good the rest of the way here. Taylor's amazing. He can sail in bad air and hang. He knows he's lifted, so he's just staying in bad air. And watch, he'll start to get a header. You'll see Taylor just bail out of there. So he's a smart there. See that little header, and he just goes. He's just amazing. If he crosses her, that is everything. No, that's okay. His tacks are really good. He doesn't come out of his tacks too high. That's how you tack a Sabot. You come out of the wind just below close haul and control the heel with your body and main sheet. without overdoing it, and the boat will just get right back up to speed. Anton just, well, that's how you tack a Sabot. He hit a header and his boat never slowed down. He did an auto tack essentially. Okay, there's Max, his tacks are good. Cool guy. Call it here. Max is gonna round second, dude. The Max is starting to work. So his style is tight trim, flat sail, on the wind, and if he happens to match that up with flat water, good wind, and not too shifty, he just goes higher than everybody. He's already second. I'm gonna call Taylor third too, I think. It's close third, but we'll see. Less than a minute to go for B Fleet. Maddie had a second. Oh, what am I talking about? There's the start. Kevin, Maddie. Kevin nailed it. Kevin had a better race. What we did with Kevin is he came out with his mast rake boom high, and so I moved the bottom of his mast all the way forward, so his boom's more level like everybody else's. I told him to foot more. Now I'm telling him, in these conditions, I'm telling him to hike more and not sit up as much. Try to keep the boat from feathering by just hiking a little harder. He had a habit of rocking up when he'd sit up and then hike, and then sit up and then hike. Oh, good job. Good start by Jacob, 8662. Everybody did excellent right there. So Kevin's going to get more wind to be able to hike. He is just, he did 9487, just looks epic right there. Less than a minute for seat one. You probably still should have been looking up here. This is a righty. These guys are headed on port tack. And so people on the downwind leg should probably be on port tack. Header downwind too. I think Kevin's in the top 2 or 3. Less than a minute for C1, race 4. Chris has a 1-2-2, I think, or a 1-1-2 or something in 8900. He came very close to winning the last C1 regatta. Kind of lost it at one gate, 5-point difference, and that was one gate buoy rounding where he rounded the bad end. So it's a tough, oh, what a start by 9162. A lot of good starting today, you guys. No current, square line. And Chris must have done something good because I don't see him. Yeah, look at that. First place start by Chris, 8900. Sitting forward. He is absolutely on fire. Oh, here's Taylor in third. Okay. Here's Fenton. Good news for Fenton is 9162's a foot. Oh, goodness. Okay, this guy's gonna stop. Could you imagine being 8 years old and navigating all this stuff out here is just awesome? He's got to stop looking around though. Get on the rail, bro. See, he just does. He sails by feel completely. Pretty amazing for an 8-year-old. And he's about to get a ton of wind and doesn't even know it. He should just slide up on the rail right now. Again, supposed to be a starting only video, but this guy is just sailing like a champ, man. Wow, this is good wind. He just deserves to all the credit because this guy is just ripping it around the course. He is starting well, pushing the line really hard, super confident in holding position, and just charging right here. There's Fenton just to the front of him. Fenton's going to make the mark down there. It's okay. Chris overstands, but it doesn't matter. He still does well. We'll see if Fenton makes it. Yeah, I think Fenton's making it, dude. There's no pinching in these guys. Look at this. Awesome. Yeah, so don't even need to change your bang in this much wind. You know, barely anything, because you're not pulling much upwind anyway. You still let the bang off a little, but yeah, Fenton ripping it there. Yeah. Jacob and Kevin. Current's very weak right now. It shouldn't be anything. It'd be great if it was going the other way. tack. Good tack, press. Takes a true champion who can press out of that tack just a little bit. Nice work, very good. Maddie dropped a little bit here. It's okay. She still has a chance to pass a couple boats here and stay close to 9051. They're first and second in the regatta. This guy 10290 is right in there in the top 3 probably. So it's a long regatta. We're gonna get 6 races in today, 4 tomorrow. We don't even think about it. We just need to be spring chickens. This is the spring chicken time right now. We gotta act like we just got out here and we just, you know, these are short courses and we're in dreamland over here and just gonna keep sailing really good, never tired, never cold, hungry. But there's Chris winning by a long way in the C1s. There's Fenton is the second by a long way. Yeah, look at Chris. When he gets breeze like this and he hikes, he flies because his bow, he naturally sits too far back, so he just nails it in this stuff. He's about 6 inches back and it just flies in this stuff. The bow just skips over the waves and you don't push water. Almost all conditions you want the knuckle of the bow in the water, except when you get to the point where you're having to hike as hard as he is. Or just before that. And then, like right now, he's not quite hiking hard, but he's still, bow out of the water is just pretty perfect. Gets through the chop good. Here's Fenton charging, sailing super good. Fenton's probably first or second in the regatta.
This little late afternoon bush edition bag, according to the asking for that.
Exactly right. Little righty here on the flag. That flag I don't think is blown perpendicular to the line. I think it's a little bit coming, so making the committee boat in. Trying to drive here. Yeah. Not take hits. Quite sure of the time. I didn't see the P flag up, so we'll have to look back at that video and see, was the P flag up and did it come down at 2 minutes? I don't know, I just didn't see it again. It's probably just me. But that's how you know it. If the P flag was up and then it came down, you know it was 1 minute. If the P flag were still up right now, you know you have more than 1 minute. Taylor, you're sticking at a big green black bow. Kid who's second in the regatta's got big old guts. Watch, he's gonna back off. He knew it. He should have backed his mate another time. He had plenty of room. Wow, that was a killer restart, dude. I don't know if you actually got behind the line. Okay, so for Max, what we're trying a little more twist in the top bat and a little more eased on the main, not pulling it so hard. What else are we trying? Trying to hike harder. Just go ahead and hike instead of feathering. So that's our goal for him. More twist in the main, because the Taylor's definitely more twist than pretty much anybody. So let's try what the fast guys doing. And then let's just hike a little harder instead of feathering and just see if that will be the difference. I'd love to see him win a race at the end.